forecast gets you ready and out the door here on this Tuesday morning.
It was a long and rainy night, lots of thunder and lightning, Julie. Hopefully that is calmed down for the morning.
Yes, indeed it has. So that's the good news. Regardless, though, don't leave home without the rain gear, even though we call this the calm before the storms. Michaela, Eric, South Florida, because another round of rain is expected with the rumbles of thunder and, yes, the lightning and possibly even some heavy downpours causing some flooding concerns. But for right now, let's enjoy. Welcome to your Tuesday. South Florida temperatures are in the upper 70s. Fort Lauderdale, Pembroke Pines, Miami, lower 80s for you in Key West. So we're timing out the forecast with these showers. I love to do this for you because models do hint a better chance of storms this afternoon. So again, you can get your errands done before lunchtime. And then as we're picking those kids up from school, especially in the Keys, Broward County and Miami-Dade, yes, in the car line, yes, we are going to get soaked across parts of Broward County, and then mainly over inland Broward and inland Miami-Dade sees the storms first before they do kind of meander very so slowly and migrate towards the coastline as we go into the evening hours. So there's your setup. Kids head to the bus stop mostly dry. We do see a better chance of storms later this afternoon. We're rain free for now. There was just this one shower that's hanging around Isla Mirada, more like a drizzle. Tropical updates in. And we once again are tracking a very powerful Hurricane Gabrielle. This system, look at that eye wall of the system. That is very impressive and very scary. But the good news is it's moving away, so we don't have to worry about the impacts of this system, especially for Bermuda. Though it stays as a Category 4 hurricane for much of the day before dropping down to a Category 3 going into the end of the week. Speaking of the end of the week, there are two areas we need to watch. One has an 80% chance of development, again, right on the heels of Gabrielle. The other one moving over the Lesser Antilles. Both of these areas do have the possibility of becoming something in the next couple of days. My in-house model does show that circulation starting to develop by Friday and into Saturday. I've got my local forecast coming up.
All right, Julie, let's take a look at your roads now. This is the Turnpike going northbound. Again, you're seeing these bumper-to-bumper traffic. Really the only area on your maps in Broward and Miami-Dade County that I'm seeing heavy delays at this hour. It's 6:33 right now. Your southbound lanes look good in this area, though. Let's take you over here to your map so you can see things starting to build up. 95 going southbound, starting to see those delays as north as the Golden Glades interchange all the way down to downtown Miami. Let's take you back to that area I was just talking to you about. The Turnpike going northbound near Southwest 248th Street. That's where you're seeing all of that red start to build up. Things don't look very good for you. 15 miles per hour. If that is part of your commute, I definitely recommend taking US 1. If you take a look at the top of your screen, US 1 looks much better than the Turnpike right now going northbound. Let's take you to that area 95 that I was mentioning. You're starting to see those pockets of delays as you get closer to the Airport Expressway. You see some red right there. A little further north, you're also seeing some delays here. Just across the board, 95 southbound is starting to get a little bit more congested. So take 441 instead if that is part of your commute. I always think it's a better option if you're headed out the door at this hour and in the next hour. Let's take you over to your drive times here. Those of you who take 75 going northbound, the Palmetto to I-595 will take you 14 minutes and the Palmetto to Pines Boulevard will take you 8. Michaela.
All right, Annaliese, thank you. Gabrielle, winds of 140 miles per hour. This is a massive, powerful hurricane as it's spinning over the Atlantic, moving to the northeast at 13 miles per hour. I'm happy to tell you, just because it's so strong and so powerful, it's not going to be affecting land. It's moving away. There are two other areas we are watching that we need to keep our eyes on because one's really close to the northern half of the Lesser Antilles with a 50% chance of development. The other one an 80% chance. And models are hinting something will develop as we go into the end of the week, really close to the Bahamas and then staying more east of the Bahamas in the days to come. More on all this coming up.
Okay. All right, thank you, Gabrielle. And that's definitely some scary sights out there. We're going to take you out to another accident here. This one on I-95 at Ives Dairy Road. It's in your express lanes going northbound. Take a look right here. You do have a live look of that car that smashed into the median there. There's also some emergency vehicles that just showed up to assist in this situation. You could also see the airbags had gone off in the car. They have closed the express lanes in this area, Ives Dairy Road. So definitely take your regular lanes here. You can still see the cars moving slowly as they pass that accident. You can also take 441 or the Turnpike in this area if you'd like to avoid it altogether, but definitely be weary of this and be careful as you head out on the roads. I will show you where that is on your map so you can get a better idea. But you can see it's just a small pocket of orange, not causing you any major delays, but those express lanes do remain closed. Let's take you to another area. We are seeing some heavy delays. This has been all morning long. It's starting to clear up a little further down south, but as you move further north on the turnpike, things are still moving slowly, 11 miles per hour. This right here is near Southwest 248th Street. US 1, though, looks good. It's definitely a better option for you, South Florida. Let's take you over to another area here that we are seeing this closure still. This is on US 441 going northbound at Pembroke Road. You do have some emergency vehicles there, so that's why I've put that purple there for you. So if you'd like, if you do take this as part of your commute in the mornings, the turnpike going northbound is a good option. Also, I-95 going northbound in this area is a good option. Let's take you over to some drive times here for my friends who take 595 going eastbound. I-75 to US 1, 13 minutes. University Drive to US 1, 7. Andrew.
Upper 70s. We're calling this the calm before the storms. It's beautiful out there. Low 80s in Miami and Key West. And yes, we've got the seniors out there for the sunrise this morning, and they had a picture perfect start to the day. Unfortunately, it's not going to end that way. We are expecting a better chance of storms in the forecast starting this afternoon, leading into the metro coastal areas around the evening commute and as the evening hours come. So our highest rain chances will be after lunchtime and going into the early evening hours. There were a few showers I was watching down by Isla Mirada and Marathon, but that's about it. Tropical updates in. Hurricane Gabriel has winds of 140 miles per hour. It's moving northeast at 13. As it continues that route, it'll continue to move away from Bermuda, which is great news. But on the heels of Gabrielle, we have two other areas we are watching, one with an 80% chance of development, the other one with a 50% chance of development. I'm going to have a lot more on this coming up in just a bit.
Julie, shifting gears, let's take a look at your roads. Right now, I do have a live look through the northbound lanes in the turnpike right here. This is just south of Griffin Road. You did have an accident here not too long ago, so it's still causing you some delays. You see that they've moved over to the right shoulder here, but things still moving slowly there. So definitely give yourself a little extra time. Otherwise, you can take I-95 in that area. It looks a little better for you. Let's take you a little closer here to that small piece of purple right there. It is a closure because of some kind of investigation going on out here. It's been closed for quite some time. Nothing to be too concerned about. The turnpike looks good in that area, but as you move further north, you see all that red. But take a look at 95 moving north. It looks much better here. This is at Pembroke Road, just after it on 441 going northbound. So 95 is definitely your best bet going northbound if you're just anywhere near the Hollywood area. Let's take you over here to some drive times for my friends Miami-Dade County. The Palmetto Expressway going southbound, northwest 154th Street to the Dolphin will take you 33 minutes, and I-75 to the Dolphin will take you 34. Be safe.
Right now,
over there, we just got a brand new breaking development that we have two different areas now that we've been watching that are officially Invest 93 and 94L. So that's what those two L's right in the center of the Atlantic Ocean and closer to the Lesser Antilles are. They're just areas of disorganized thunderstorms for now, but now that the National Hurricane Center has designated them areas or invests, essentially, that means that those are areas that we are investigating as a whole. So what we want to let you know is that we still do see that there's a lot of time for changes and things to develop with these two systems, but we're tracking out areas of spin that later on these thunderstorms, once they get that spin associated with them and they get that closed center, that's when they become a tropical depression or our next tropical system or storm, named storm that is. So you can see those two different areas. The one in red has that higher likelihood of development over the next 5 to 7 days. But again, there is so much here at play. We know that a dip in the jet stream acts almost as a hurricane or a tropical system deflector, which is good news. So it's going to depend on how low this jet stream actually dips. In addition to that, we have an area of high pressure that's off in the middle of the Atlantic. That high, if it's stronger, it's going to nudge these two systems farther west. If it's weaker, the systems stay a little farther to the east. And if this jet dips down, that's a good thing because that'll keep those systems away from us or at least help to make them weaken. There's still so much time though left, so no need to stress. We are no immediate threat, but we do want to make sure that you are aware that yes, we do have two areas that we're watching closely along with Gabrielle. That's a major hurricane. Gabrielle, not a threat to us moving off and away from us, but these two L's that you see right here, Those are the 93 and 94L, those areas that we're investigating right now that we have to watch closely. A lot of changes could happen, so don't fall for the clickbait that you see online that will have a direct hit. It's way too soon, again, to tell where the system will be in the next 5 days and what it'll look like, too. It has, a lot to fight against, so we don't know exactly the intensity yet either. But don't worry, we've got you covered if anything does form before, during, and after any tropical system or storm. And speaking of storms, I know we have some more on the way in our local forecast. Hey, Julie, what's going on?
Yeah, that's right, Amanda. Great job. Hey, I do want you to know we're going to update those graphics. The National Hurricane Center just sent out a statement that one that was 80% is now 90%. Hint, while all of this is evolving, it's all new information coming in. The best news about it is we are here all morning long. We are here all day long, and we're going to be bringing you the latest updates in the next 10 minutes at the top of the hour. The one thing I can tell you that doesn't need an update is just how fantastic the weather has been this morning. Since you've been out the door, you've been seeing dry conditions, sunshine breaking through any clouds. What a beautiful sunrise for all the seniors out there. So glad they got to capture it. These moments are things they'll remember for the rest of their lives. And one thing I can tell you is you're remembering how much rainfall we got last night. Shower and thunderstorm activity. We now have rainfall totals from yesterday in Fort Lauderdale. It saw the highest, just about 1.5 inches, about 1/4 of an inch in Pompano Beach, as well as Hialeah, almost 1/2 inch in some isolated areas of southern Miami-Dade. Rain will continue today, tomorrow, and then we'll see the showers become more isolated, more of a summertime pattern when we wake up to AM coastal showers and PM inland storms. We've been waiting for that. The problem that we've been under for the soggy setup is that we've been favored our coastline for the showers and storms for weeks, all thanks to the northerly component to the breeze and the west wind we have in place. And that's why, while temperatures feel good out there, they're also the influence of pushing the storms towards our coastline. Feels like temperatures in the mid-80s in Miami, upper 70s Fort Lauderdale. I do have some showers just hanging along our coastline, and that's where they'll stay. We have that stalled out front to the north of us, and we are staying unsettled because we are ahead of it. Severe weather possible for parts of Texas, Oklahoma, in towards Missouri today, as their temperatures behind this front are in the 60s, ahead of the front in the 90s. So you're going to start to hear me talk about those fall-like systems that could bring severe weather across the south during this time of year in the Midwest. But for us, it's all about the moisture content keeping us unsettled yet again today. Showers and storms possible into the afternoon hours. Heavy rain, gusty winds, flooding is our biggest concern. But you'll be hearing those rumbles of thunder. So remember, thunder roars, you got to get indoors. Have a great day.
Alrighty, now taking a look at your road, South Florida. Right here, I do have a live look for you of the turnpike going north and southbound. You can see your northbound lanes here as you approach Sheridan Street. Things looking a little bit slow there. Your southbound lanes definitely look much better. You can always take I-95 in this area if you'd like to avoid this. You can also take 441. Speaking of 441, you do have, well, actually, let me take you to this accident first. I-95 going southbound. It's the ramp to Hollandale Beach Boulevard that you are seeing some delays. You do have a left lane blocked on that ramp. So that's what you're seeing there, that yellow going southbound on 95. So that other accident I was telling you about on 441, you do have a closure here. It's an investigation. Rather, we've seen some officers out there for quite some time. Small little pocket of purple, but definitely something you want to avoid as you can't get around it. If you look at the turnpike a little further north, that's what we were just looking at a little while ago. That is not going to be fun to sit in either. So 95 over here northbound, not as bad, but all across the board you're seeing slight delays. I would say the turnpike's the worst, and then 441 you have that closure, so you're gonna have to work your way around it. 95 is your best option here near Pembroke Road. Let's take you over to some drive times. Miami-Dade County, this is the Dolphin Expressway going eastbound for those of you who take these areas. Lejeune Road to I-95 will take you 12 minutes, and the turnpike to 95 will take you 29. Not so fun, but put some good music on. Be safe.
Back at your forecast, Julie Durda here, standing by with how the skies are looking out there. Julie, not too bad. It looks like you've joined the students on the beach.
Yeah, like 40 decades ago, I was.
Come on, Julie.
Listen, the way my body feels. But let me tell you, Eric, I'm so excited for you and your son. I
Yes.
remember
He's out there somewhere.
I know. I keep creeping to make sure, because, you know, I'll be making sure that we find out what they're doing. It looks like they were playing some volleyball earlier, maybe some soccer. More importantly, celebrating their last year of high school. Gosh, I remember when he was like 5 years old when we met. It's been such a lifetime we spent together, Eric. It's so fantastic. And I'm happy to see everybody who's enjoying this with your family and friends. Isn't it awesome? You get to see it right here on Local 10 News. You know your kids out there and you know they're enjoying their friends and getting ready for what's going to be a fantastic day until the storms roll in. So I'm happy that Mother Nature did cooperate with everything going on for their plants out there. Lower 80s right now in Miami, upper 70s in Fort Lauderdale. We've got 77 last checked in Pembroke Pines as well. Now winds are moving in from the west-southwest, and that's going to steer all the storms back towards the metro coastal areas again today. So really you have until about lunchtime to get all your errands done. I'm going to pull those kids back inside around 2 o'clock because they're going to need to be dodging some storms that'll head their way by the later half of the day. Anytime after 3 o'clock, we'll see a better chance of storm coverage towards the metro coastal areas. I do have a few showers on the radar, but they're very isolated, and it's down by southern Miami-Dade over US 1 and Cutler Bay. Let's go to the tropics. We are tracking Hurricane Gabrielle. This system has winds of 140 miles per hour moving northeast at 13 miles per hour. It is continuing to push away from Bermuda. So again, this will become more of a fish storm. You hear us talk about that. Thank goodness, because it is a very powerful storm. Bad news, we are still watching plenty of other things in the Atlantic. One with a 90% chance of development. This will most likely be our next tropical depression or named storm in the next 24 to 40 hours. Models are really hinting it developing very soon. And then we have the other area that right now is bringing some showers for the Lesser Antilles. That is a 60% chance of development in the next 7 days. So you're asking where, if, when this develops, could these areas go? Well, models are hinting they do stay east of the Bahamas, but we do need to watch it very closely because we have a lot of friends and family in the central southern half of the Bahamas. We have plenty of time to take care of all this. We need to wait until they develop. More on all this coming up.
All right, Julie, South Florida, we're taking another look at your roads right now. It's just after 8:30 and things are still slow on some parts of your roads, right? So let's take a look here. This is the Palmetto Expressway. Those are your northbound lanes that you're seeing. That slow traffic coming from the Don Chula. It's a little bit more congested, but as you head north, it's definitely not looking very good for you in this area. It's as you approach or as you leave the area of Sunset Drive, right? So let's take a look at your maps here so you can see things starting to look a little better. The Golden Glades interchange still seeing some congestion there, but that's nothing unusual, right? It's typically congested all day long. Right here we are seeing probably the biggest piece of red on 95 going southbound. This is as you approach the I-395 or the Don Chula Expressway, the Julia Tuttle. You can see quite a bit of red there. It's bumper to bumper traffic, but if you look at US 1, it definitely looks a lot better. US 441 also a good option for you if this is part of your commute. I do need to point out this to you. I've been showing you this all morning long. It's been closed for quite some time. That little piece of purple right there. So this is 441 going northbound just after Pembroke Road. We've been bringing you live reports from here. There's an investigation ongoing. It still remains closed. You can't take the Turnpike or 95 in this area, though. Both look good for you. Let's take you over to some drive time. This is for my friends who take 595 going eastbound. 75 to US 1 will take you 13 minutes, and University Drive to US 1 will take you 7. Be safe.